Hey there, it's your old friend Theta, the monotone messiah. Ever since the release of the Quest version of Onward, I've been getting hit with an avalanche of questions, and in the name of addressing some of those without having to dedicate full-blown videos to them, I decided to do some Q&A and make some announcements about the channel as well. Before I get started, I just wanted to share with you a little video made by subscriber Novice Mercury, which I thought was hilarious. Novice is a young person just starting out on YouTube. Go check out his channel after this. I'll leave a link in the description. Let's start with the questions. Number 1. Can you make a video about stocks? As shocking as it might sound, I've never used a stock in competition or even in casual play for any length of time. I did buy a stock from a no-name company a long time ago, but it was awful and I stopped using it almost immediately. But I mentioned in our team Discord that I was thinking about trying one out, and James Boak, co-captain of Mayhem, volunteered to make me one of his JB Signature Series stocks. For the record, he doesn't call them that, but I do because they're so cool. The one he's making me even has some custom Theta symbols and my name on the butt of the stock. I can't wait to try it out, and once I do, I'll have some insights about stocks and whether I think they're worth it. Number 2. Can you play Onward with me sometime? A surprising number of people have asked me this, and the answer is maybe. What you have to realize is that A, I play competitively, so I need to stay sharp by playing for blood on a regular basis, and B, I don't have a ton of time to play. My work life right now is pretty stacked, and truth is I don't get paid to do anything Onward related, so when I play it's usually to practice with my team or get some rounds in with my friends. There's also a risk to me in that new people are likely to churn from the game pretty fast. It's frustrating to spend time helping someone out, only to have them disappear right after I spent hours trying to train them up. I know this is the nature of difficult games, but still, it's frustrating. I've had this happen to me multiple times, so I'm leery about saying yes to brand new people. Show some commitment to the game and we can talk. In general, I'd much rather help out teams than individuals, because teams tend to be made up of people who have gone to the trouble of organizing, and they're going to end up competing. It's also easier for me to have an impact at that level because I can participate in a scrim or put some commentary on play footage that can be shared within the team. So, to review, if you want me to play with you, chances are good that I won't say yes if you're a brand new individual. If you're a new team, I am more open to a discussion, especially if you're looking for someone to critique your play footage, help run a scrim, or something along those lines. Number 3, can you do a video on specific callouts? This is planned, but you have to realize that all the maps have changed pretty dramatically since 1.8 landed. Everyone is still figuring out callouts to replace or supplement the old ones, and I don't want to teach new players rough draft callouts. Once there's some semblance of standardization, then I'll cover that subject in detail. In the meantime, I have an older video about callouts and directions that talks about the nature of callouts in general. That video is still relevant and useful, and I suggest you check it out if you're curious about that subject. Number 4. What advice do you have for someone about to play in their first scrim or match? A bunch of new players who have joined teams are asking me this, and the answer is pretty simple. Don't worry about losing, worry about learning. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. You're going to make them anyway, but truth is nobody expects anything of you at this stage. It can sting to make a big mistake in the middle of a high-stakes match during the playoffs or something, but when you're just a wee bronze rookie, trust me, it's fine. As I discussed in my Playing for Blood video, training is for learning, and that's what a scrim is. Matches at the very beginning of your competitive career should be considered an intense form of training as well. Get some experience under your belt and make your big mistakes now when it doesn't matter. Also, I know I've spoken about playing for blood, taking things seriously, so on and so forth, but try to enjoy yourself too. Onward's a fun game, which is why we all play it. Competition can make you lose sight of that, but at the bronze tier you should have a smile on your face at the end of the match, regardless of outcome. Number 5. Are you going to stick with 1.8? The short answer to this is yes. Before I say anything else, I want to make it clear that I enjoy the new version quite a bit when it works. I've had some great play sessions with my friends and teammates where everything went smoothly, and it was a blast. The problem is that this very early version of 1.8 has a ton of bugs that break it from a competitive standpoint. These bugs are annoying or a bit of a buzzkill for casual players, but for League people they make it very hard, if not impossible, to compete. For example, team chat doesn't work in the tent anymore. This is a serious problem because you need to be able to talk to your teammates between rounds and strategize in private. That process is an important element of adaptation, and it's not functioning at the moment. Sounds are also not working the way they should. When I say that, I'm not talking about how the guns themselves sound, which is a different discussion. I mean that there are problems with the delivery of those sounds. During a couple of scrims, we've been capped on because the gunshots didn't carry beyond the immediate area around the OBJ. Our defenders didn't know anyone was dead until it was too late, and that's a problem. It's also become almost impossible to pinpoint shots in many situations. All that being said, going back to 1.7 isn't really an option. As I covered in my video on the 1.8 update, this transition had to happen. Downpour had no choice. Onward is not going back to what it used to be. And truth be told, it's a fun game when it works. I've been in some lobbies where my sound worked for long enough that I enjoyed it. The gunplay in particular is great. I have to say, there's something just satisfying about the way LMGs operate now. When you light somebody up, it's just like an avalanche of bullets is hitting them. It's hard to describe, but it's really cool. Movement feels smoother, and in general, the game just feels better in some non-trivial ways. So I am sticking with it, hoping that Downpour fixes these competition-breaking bugs before the season starts again. Number 6. Should I still bring body armor? Right now, body armor just flat doesn't work. I'm not sure how this was overlooked, but somehow the devs avoided the minor advantage body armor used to provide. We've done some testing internally at Mayhem to confirm this. This means two things. Number 1, you shouldn't waste points on body armor for now. When it gets fixed, then it should still be a viable option, albeit mostly for new players, as I've explained before. Secondly, AP rounds are now even more of a waste of points because there's zero advantage to using them. They already don't do extra damage, but now they don't negate body armor either. Just don't bother packing APs ever, even when they fix body armor. Number 7. Where's the ASMR content? I've been surprised by how many people have asked me about the ASMR content I mentioned before, as I figured only a couple of you would care. In some ways I thought it was almost a joke because people were saying that my voice would help them sleep. Sort of like saying, hey, your voice is so flat and monotone that it could put somebody to death. But apparently not. The answer is I'm a man of the people and I'll give the people what they want. I've been working on putting out as much fundamental content for Onward as I can lately, since there are a boatload of new players and the season is starting again soon. But once that calms down a bit, I will put up a separate channel specifically for ASMR stuff. Shout out to Lonely Viper for mentioning the importance of putting it in a different channel. Alright, now let's cover the announcements. First of all, I received my test t-shirt, and the quality is top notch. I have a very rough, password-protected version of my merch store up right now, but as promised, I gave my Discord OGs early access. Once they've had a chance to do their thing and I've made it look a little prettier, I'll make it available to the public. Second, my plan going forward is to create 2 distinct flavors of content for this specific channel. The first half will be Onward focused, which is what most of you are here for at the moment anyway. The second half will be geared towards esports and competition, as well as some videos on high-level strategic ideas. There's going to be plenty of overlap between the two, so don't worry about seeing irrelevant videos in your feed. The idea here is to give you guys what you've come to expect, which is quality Onward videos, as well as reach a larger audience of people who might not be into Onward specifically, but are interested in competition, esports, and so on. I'm also planning on creating a schedule for releases, but before I do that, I need to sit down and figure out a timeline for the videos I want to create. One thought I had was I could do Q&A Fridays, since I'm releasing this one on a Friday. Anyway, I'll keep you all posted, most likely on Twitter, which you should follow me on if you don't already. Finally, I'd appreciate feedback on all of this, as I'm pretty much here to make what you guys want to watch. I mean, if you guys stop watching, then I stop making things, so it makes sense. I want to make things that you guys want to watch. So if anything I've said here sounds good or bad, let me know in the comments. Okay, that's all I've got for today. If you want to talk to me, links to things like the Discord and my Twitter are in the description. Until next time, this is Theta, signing off.